This is the aftermath of the ugly situation that has taken place in some parts of Uyo after the heavy downpour that lasted from the time of midnight till this evening in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. And this is Mr. Benson, a widower. This aged man suffered from the effect of flood in his apartment. Well, I don't know what to say. But these are the damaged properties belonging to Mr. Benson. This happens to be one of the room, and the other room, that's I think the water had to relocate most of the cooking utensils. But it's not a laughing matter. But seeing this ugly situation, I weep. God, people are really suffering. People are really, really, really suffering. You could tell this on the video. They say most pictures tells better than the story. Imagine you were in the scene today. You would weep. You would weep to see this aged man trying to survive. Someone who thought all was okay for him, who just retired and needed to settle down, and benefit from the fruits or the seeds he sowed previous years. So flood came. Though flood is a natural disaster, it can happen just like the tsunami disaster that happened in Asia, the volcano eruption. It can happen anytime. But that me we also the indigenes has a lot of work to do. I also went to other sites to visit the ugly situation also as caused by the downpour, the heavy downpour, which has affected a lot of accommodation. Many residents didn't want me to capture their faces, and you could see this is a maintenance, a computer maintenance and repairs station. Just like he said, that rain got up to half of the wall. Yes, rain got up to that place. The whole and the entire room was flooded. That he could not help, but so much, thank God, the guy was able to eradicate the water from his shop before I could arrive. And this also is a young man who is a resident of this compound. He's also a victim of flood. This one is an art shop. He does printing. He does a lot of graphics art design. And as I speak to you, the printing machines are gone inside this office. Flood had taken over.
Man. That is it.
Printing machine, systems, laptop, everything. Generator. We don't have more than a mongo. Right from 3 o'clock up till now. The whole place. From the moment
I've seen it.
And you other of you could not offer me from all the jobs we will go at the end.
You don't go before we hello. You came over as in I feel what you are passing through. Because I didn't meet that or you go to the Christ. I don't passing concern me upon this. Because what we are trying to tell the government and our look at all these years of they are causing more damages to us in the environment. Man, block drainage. Do don't want to and we are calling on the government the printing machines, people's jobs. You can book good number for yourself.
08010 22069. 08010 22069.
So let's move to the next room. And of course, a young man who came to you to earn a living and survive. Here is the outcome of what flood has done to him.
Because of this water.
Yeah. Messi on the because we bomb about to me. Ebo ge usene kwa from ge se kere efro ne no. Mbo. Well wishers agbara wa ni emi. Ayamo anwan nganyen. Ayamo what have you don't make it. Well, this is what erosion has caused. For money come again, young. We can Ndidi I get them man. Erosion am having them women. So he's left with 90 people not with Kenyon. You don't know what is now good and what is not good again. We can't tell.
No, can't even.
How are you?
Come and see. Just point to that place. Look at my fridge. Everything is down. Everything is down. 3 foam inside the house.
Oh, yeah,
You know, anything. We make it Sakawele.
The landlord, I don't know.
Say Sakawele. Sakawele come here.
I'm for you. So, I'm going to do something. I'm going to friend you and so now. I'm not in bed. Then the baby and quite that. I had to me. I don't to me. I come from.
Just imagine this man was your father, your uncle, your brother, or your relation, and this happened to him. It's a pity. I thereafter head to the palace of Etidong, and I discovered flood had also destroyed the nearby resident of Etidong.
Now, what do I mean? Pain say me. Able on here to Kenyon got army. You understand? And then, meanwhile, the erosion has been attempting this environment until this extent at what defense. We are calling on the government, but they need immediate attention. You understand? Because now by me, I destroy properties, I destroy a whole lot of things, but thank God I will register here. Dead. You understand? Now so about now, listen to the force of water. Imagine you get to get a sapalom.
And here is the palace of Etirogudeme Etabusara, the village head of Iboko fort. Flood had also taken over the premises of his residence.
The resident of the village head, of Iboko fort. I'm told that this morning he was rescued out of this devastating situation. This is so porous, it's heartbreaking. I think that compound from a ton to waterlogged. You can see the plants, the houses have been affected, even the neighboring house has been affected. I'm just wondering how people who are living here, how they survive, you understand? Because of the food you cooked, the previous day has been hijacked by erosion. That means, man, you are done for. You could see that even the neighboring houses has been affected. The adjoined attachments and that is the house of the Tirong. I cannot go further because I don't know the depth of the water. It has been affected. I wish I have seen him myself. We could have a pally talk with him. But this is the situation currently at hand. I had to come because seeing those things on social media, I couldn't help back. We are an underdeveloping nation that is trying to be developed. And I'm calling on the well-meaning Nigerians, the concerned Nigerians, to please reach out to these ones. You can see that woman coming out with a little mommy, I don't sorry. Okay, the front compound I do me. This is a compound very close to the resident of the village here. And the way the water penetrated in here, it had to destroy the fence over there that we had shown you before.
So now, I'm going to take it again. You know the hazard. So, and they got that. So now my bomb okay. environment, it is your with you on bio. Yes, because of the health hazard of take away a person. So now what we need is orientation. Keep me away, don't be okay got that. Just because it is UTM if you get far, me when is a team don't get got that. So we have to discourage that one. Then secondly, and I turn on boy get again euro for me.
You drop it outside.
Yes. May every Saturday so. May every Friday so. Anyway, what it is.
How about I call a community service, which happens in streets.
Okay.
That is how Calabar Cross River State were able to maintain the cleanliness they had before because they didn't get army back. So able that government here you want someone but community here to pay so get talk with Tammy. I will sit on this for it can be clean. It's like government they never here to get a biscuit time and do get shop. It blocks the channel. Yeah, but environment cannot cover everywhere because government is like here because even there's some other project and having a recycling of all these trash here by himself. Then I don't know, like you talked about orientation. I don't know for the people to have orientation because human beings are very careless. I will give a child is getting my phone in Tina for tomorrow working.
I'm back for you.
I do son you son.
Yes, I'm back for you. Challenge.
But when you are learn, you understand that for the biscuit to marry somebody. Yeah, but we see Bumbo, where is your trash can? Yeah, you deposit. About I got a message in Touches of Christ. I video. Those garbage more, it will dump in the gutter. More don't want to see it. The more I mean, it move up, it face Church of Christ. I don't for more. Make the about done and contact of the family. Come now the
modality of the boy. Wait.
I mean, okay about the ocean. But how long so these things that you want the community orientation because most residents they don't go visit us. Most residents they don't go community honor. If we don't go, you don't go to South Africa. I will go back home. We will go to Ethiopia. You know, maybe once. You never say any sanitation. If you don't feel me, maybe we go to sanitation. I will yeah, but six is in our get back by that day. I would not for me now. What is sanitation? You know, from big bone. I better go in the train now. If I say it's for if I why do you also see it in sanitation? He might not help the government. He might not be able to do ministry. Yes, and I ACD pack, AD pack, it will need or ebe mabo bere wo na ni sa insure wo ya gbe ko ada community wo mo feel for gbe aka
go give me up young bank dem bi
yes go help yes
self employment they want to go
so we need either agency to come out with maybe strategies this in Colombia then people pay
private sector I'm messing some it's about waste it's a sign Colombia like the Lagos all the streets yes
I use so down here the owners of the compound
owners of the environment
contribution
I'm having been for them that means a month I make maybe 10,000 or 5,000 it's even every month and I mean every week and even though they dig
what stuff that going on
because you get you say no opinion on me
So after having an interactive conversation with the aides to the governor, who also came, to pay solidarity to Ete Idong Etamusanga, on hearing what happened, I then proceeded to Uyo Flood. This one will shock you. Okay, I see the hot. And over here is a dilapidated road of Uyo Flood just immediately after you drive down from the international stadium. I heard this road has been abandoned just after the construction of the international stadium at Uyo Flood, and the resident has been suffering flood as an effect of the abandoned road. And this is my friend Brembox complaining of the abandoned transformer in the environment, but that is not a talk for today. Meanwhile, he took me to the residence of Mr. Benson under this heavy flood. My brother, I used my brain to do, man, but then I had to because it concerns life. So this is Mr. Benson, a widower, a retiree. I couldn't just help. I could not just help. This is frustrating. God, I beg you. For today, ladies and gentlemen, these are the few clips I could pick, and also to tell you that the government intervention is needed in this environment, and I believe the government of Akwa Ibom State can do more better. Thank you, and God bless you.